infernal blessings. We are back with another video. Before I begin, just a couple quick announcements. Again, if you want to sign up for the different types of classes that I do offer, we have a bunch of ongoing series. The way to get in on the classes that I do every month on Patreon, I do 3 private classes every month for Patreon members only. The way to sign up is to go to the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page at patreon.com/Baniti. That's patreon.com/Baniti, BANITI, and tier 3. That's the tier you want to join. That gives you access to the 3 private classes I do every month on Patreon, plus the group ritual we do together at the end of the month. Also, just to make a note, because I always get this in the email, when you do join the Patreon page, you have access not just to the classes from the time you join moving forward, but you also have access to all the classes in the archive. And we have a bunch of ongoing series. Right now, as I've said before, we have a Telepathic Sorcery ongoing series, Luciferian Magic and Self-Mastery class, Kundalini Meditation Awakening class, Esoterical Bible Occult Study class. We have the Shadow Work class, 18 and counting. Sith classes, Ancient Egyptian Vampiric class. The list goes on and on. We have a bunch of ongoing classes, and new classes are always being added. And if you really want to further your growth on the path of the occult or the left-hand path, that's the way to do it. If you want to take it to the next level. I do have mentorship programs on there. The Red Magus mentorship program. But like I said in the past, I have a decent amount of students right now, so it's got to be the right fit. When I say that, I don't have time to waste. I don't want to waste your time, and I want you to waste my time. You can look at the Red Magus tier if you're looking for one-on-one mentorship. All that you can check out at patreon.com/Baniti, BANITI. That's the official Patreon page. It's also the link is in the description box of this video. Also, if you're interested in a spiritual reading or a consultation, I offer various different readings, telepathic demonic readings, shadow work readings, which is always, shadow work is something ongoing, continual. It's always good to see what you got going on, where you came from, where you're at, and what you need to be doing. Deity readings to see what spirits and demons and gods and goddesses walk with you. Egyptian Oracle readings, Santa Muerte readings. Shoot me an email at khnum19@gmail.com, and I will send you the information on how to book a reading or a consultation. Also, the 6th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference is in full effect. We do have people signed up already, and this process will continue till about October 12th to the 13th is the cutoff. To pretty much sign up for the conference. So we still got about a month left. You can sign up for that. The conference will take place October 19th to the 22nd in Hollywood, Florida. It's a 4-day event with a meet and greet on October 19th at the Flashback Diner. It's going to be a little fun, a little hanging out, meet and greet. Everybody meet each other on the first night. Friday and Saturday, 9 to 4 p.m. classes, workshops, presentations. And then on both nights, Friday and Saturday, we come back and meet back up for a group ritual, followed by a group dinner, some eating, listening to music, socializing, having a little fun. It's always a fun time. And it's serious time. We do some serious ritual work for the 2 days. Over the 4-day period, we cover a lot. Sunday, I close the event out noon to 4 p.m. I'll be doing a question and answer, a Q&A session on everything in the occult, everything that took place. If you have questions of what took place over the 4 days or anything on the occult, it's pretty much an open Q&A session. You could also attend this event virtually and get access to the classes, presentations, and workshops on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com, and I will get that information over for you, how to sign up or register for the conference. Year flying by as we now in September, approaching October. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just when you get old, it's an older thing. I just remember being young and a kid. It felt like a year took forever to go by. I felt like the summers were eternal. I felt like we just finished the holidays, and I'm looking forward to get back in the holidays. I guess it's just what happens, man. You get older. You're just more aware of this thing they call time, I should say anything. I think it's because your time, or what they call time, becomes more precious. But anyway, also keep in mind, excuse me, that all of this new content and existing content is also being uploaded to the Primordial Chaos podcast, which is available on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. Also, the link to the podcast, the direct link is in the description box of this video, along with the link for the Patreon, the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes. And also my contact email address. All that's in the description box of this video, if you forget. All right, so I was gone for a few days. Was out on the west coast of Florida, up in the Tampa, Wesley Chapel area. Little guy played in a hockey tournament. Did well. Had a hat trick in game one. Scored one goal in the second game. Unfortunately, they lost both games. Tight games. It happens. But I'm back. That's why I didn't do any videos over the weekend. Was pretty much preoccupied Saturday and Sunday. So back here now to do another video and try to keep this content coming at you guys, covering everything. All right, so what I want to focus in this video is something I mentioned. Again, I know there's so much I mentioned. There's only so much I can get to. But as it comes up, I'm trying to keep notes of some of these things. And some of the things that I talk about. Also, it's some of the emails you guys reach out and send me, because as I said before, it's hard to answer every single email. It's nothing personal. Obviously, the ones that go to the top, I have to deal with the people who are first. It's just the first ones I notice when I see book a reading. I've got to get to those people because those people pay. And at the end of the day, it's, that's business. And when you're doing business, you got to be professional. People pay. You got to give them the service that they pay for. And then I try to answer as many emails. I will not answer stupid fucking emails. Just if you email me about conspiracy theories, spooky shit, I'm just not going to respond. I just don't have time for it. This path is about being grounded. This path is about understanding the spiritual world. And this path is, about not going to Spookyville. So that's kind of the subject I want to talk about. Staying grounded, staying harmonized in all aspects of your spiritual path. Now, I talk about this. I've done some videos in the past, here and there on it. Stuff like staying harmonized between your objective consciousness and your subjective consciousness. But I want to just take it, that's really the root of it, right? But I want to take it a little bit deeper, because there's a lot of crazy shit going on out here right now, right? There's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world, and there's a lot of crazy shit going on in spirituality, right? I had to speak on some shit, a lot of it. Hey, it's not to be judgmental. I keep trying to tell you guys, watch out for these hustlers and con artists. You saw recently, again, I don't know what it is, with these cultish type leaders. This dude Polite now, this brother Polite dude now, abusing little children, trying to rape and sexually molest a young girl. I mean, you got these Dr. Yorkites out here, still proclaiming this sick bastard's innocent. Got this other dude in Atlanta, this Rashid dude, whatever his name is, same thing. I don't know what it is when these motherfuckers get a little taste of power. They can't keep their hands off of little girls. It's fucking sad. Like I said before, I got no mercy for anybody that harms innocent children. If you a grown-ass adult and you got the audacity to put your hands on children and take it to the next level and sexually assault them, your ass need to be dealt with, okay? And the people who defend these sick bastards, you guys are just as guilty or more sick than the individuals that get accused of these crimes. Unfortunately, these clowns got supporters who will pretend like these dudes are innocent, or they'll pull the race card, or they'll say, "Oh, he was set up. Oh, he was doing so much for black people. He was doing so much for himself, scamming and ripping motherfuckers off." I keep telling you guys, anybody that's on the internet promising you a get-rich-get-quick scheme, anybody that's on the internet talking about they could do ritual work for you, and do this, that, or fix this, that, and the other for a hefty price, and you fall for that shit, shame on you. You deserve it, okay? Because people are too goddamn lazy to do shit for themselves. That's the goddamn problem out here, okay? Nobody wants to put in the work People think they can buy their way. Like just because you spend a little money. People, just think how foolish it is to believe you could pay somebody to get into the very core and essence of your spiritual energy to do something for you. Well, who knows that better than you? But your dumbass believes somebody else can do that for you. Okay? And this is why I say you got to stay harmonized in your spiritual understanding of how this path works, how spirituality works. Because if you get caught up in that following mode, I want to follow people. I think this person, just because you like somebody because they're a charismatic leader or a charismatic speaker or teacher, that's cool and everything. But don't put your fucking soul in that individual's hands. I told people from day one, I appreciate all the people that appreciate me. I appreciate all the people that, hey, Brother Baniti, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do. Love the channel. Love your classes. That's all cool and everything. Well, I've told you guys from day one, I'm not looking for followers, right? I appreciate the respect. Much appreciated. I do. It makes me feel appreciated. It makes me feel like the time, effort, and energy I'm putting in pays off, especially when I see people are growing on this path, okay? That makes me feel good because I see the growth. But like I said, including myself, don't worship or follow anybody, period, okay? Only person you should follow is your damn self, okay? Now, as I said before, that doesn't mean, okay, you can't have teachers, guides, elders, people to confide in. That's fine. But as I've said many times before, when does the student let go of the teacher's hand and become the master themselves? See, the problem is a lot of people think they're gods and goddesses and this, that, and the other, but none of them want to stand on their own too. They still want to follow people. They still want to belong to groups and organizations and join these orders and pay for titles. I can tell you this, I've probably been in, you guys know, and I did a video a while back putting my credentials on the screen, showing my certificates, showing my credentials, because I'm coming from a place of experience. Okay, I've been in all those orders, the Masonic Lodge, the Shriners, OTO, the Rosicrucian Order, the Theosophical Society, initiating all those things. And I'm not saying that because I want fucking you to pat me on my shoulder and give me props. I'm saying that to say, having said and been through all that, it led me to the point of trusting in myself, me becoming the master and ruler of my domain and my spirituality, ruler over my sovereignty, right? True spiritual sovereignty, liberation and spiritual freedom was obtained when I said to fuck with all that shit. I'm not saying you can't learn nothing from it, but I will let nobody dictate to me what I can and cannot do when it comes to spirituality. So that just is a side compliment to my spiritual journey now. It was a lesson, it was experience, and yes, I'm not saying you can't learn nothing from it, but I'm not going to belong to any group, organization, or come up under any individual where they're going to tell me what I can and cannot do. Okay, that's not going to happen. Them days have been over for years. Okay, but this is the problem. If it's not that, people get so fascinated with a specific spiritual path that they go batshit crazy. You got motherfuckers walking around thinking they're from Egypt, you know, wearing ankhs. Just look, as I said before, do your DNA. Half of these motherfuckers claiming Egypt. Not everybody's from Egypt, okay? I know because you like something doesn't mean that's where you're from. Can we get that shit straight? Can we get that shit established? Just because you like something, that doesn't mean that's where you're from, people. We need to cut this bullshit out. But this is what people do, right? And as I said before, you must embrace every part of your DNA, okay? Not just the parts you like. Unfortunately, when a lot of us look in our DNA, there's African there from different parts. There's stuff from Asia, the Middle East, Europe, Caucasian, right? But people just like to embrace, I don't care if you're black, white, or Latino. When you really trace your genealogy, that shit is there. Now, you can pick and choose which one you want to identify with. That's cool. But stop fronting. Stop walking around here like you're 100% Egyptian. You're not. All right? Because we got a lot of people doing that. We got a lot of people. Then you got groups like the Black Hebrew Israelites claiming ethnicities as this tribe and that tribe. I mean, shit is ridiculous. Okay? Why is it people want to be everything else but what they actually are? Okay? This is what goes on out here today. This is the crazy bullshit that we got to deal with, because people can't stay. When we use the term grounded, what does that mean? To stay grounded, to stay harmonized, right? See, you're going to find the individual that's really growing on this path, the individual that's on the path to self-mastery, that's getting results, that their life is changing, they can manifest pretty much anything that they want, is because they understand. Remember, magic is the science of understanding one's conditions, surroundings, and environment, and having the ability to change those surroundings and environment to better themselves. See, a good grounded magician truly understands themselves and has knowledge of self, first and foremost. And they're harmonized between their physical, mundane life and their spiritual life. As I said before, in understanding the moment and how to manage this thing that people call time. They know when it's time to meditate and do ritual work and spiritual work. They know when it's time to go out there, make their money, get their finances and prosper. They know when it's time to kick back, relax, have some fun, get some ass or you know, get some punani or some, if you're a female, some dick or whatever. Okay, they know when it's time to feed their sexual desires, their urges. See, you got to be well balanced and indulgent in all aspects of your existence, whether it's spiritually or physically. So we know when it's time. And when you're locked in, your intuition, your personal demon, your higher self will tell you, you know what, look, you've been fucking around a little bit too much. It's time to fall back a little bit. You need to work on your spiritual game. Then there's sometimes you go too hard, you get too extreme, and that personal demon will kick in. You know what, man? You need to fall back a little bit, relax, have some fun. Go out, have a nice dinner, watch a movie, kick back, get some ass, whatever. You understand? See, this is the individual that has a zest for life because he or she understands life. I don't look, as I said many times before in the past, I am very grateful for everything that I have based on where I came from. And I don't take any of it for granted. And I'm not saying this from no religious, cliche perspective. You really appreciate, because if we deal with the now, as I've said on this path, that's how this world is, here today, gone tomorrow. And when you come from a place where you didn't really have nothing or shit, and you've worked hard to a degree to get to where you're at, you appreciate it a lot more. And that's a lot of people that are really locked in on this path. They see where they came from. Regardless, maybe you did have a little something, maybe you had something, or maybe you had nothing at all, like myself, and you put that work in, and now you see these results that didn't take days and weeks, just took a while to build up, right? But you don't get selfish, you don't get self-centered, and you have an appreciation for it, right? Because as I said, just as quick as you, well, I don't want to say as quick as you got it, because it wasn't quick, but just as, technically the term, as fast as it comes is also as fast as it can go. And I'm not a fool, and neither should you. Never get beyond yourself where you're too egotistical and you think you're the shit and you're beyond being touched, this, that, and the other, because that's when the spirits will fucking put a whooping on that ass and bring you back down to reality, because you think you the shit, or you think you know everything, or you think you run game and you're going to get away with it forever. Hence, like these dudes, like this Polite dude and all these other scam artists out here taking people's money and running game on them. Okay? I told you, watch out for bullshit ass people. Okay? Stop paying people ridiculous amounts of money to do absolutely nothing for you. Okay? But just feed you game and bullshit and tube steak. You know what tube steak is? It's a term we used to use when we were younger. Feeding you tube steak, because that's what they're feeding you, pipe dreams. Any motherfucker telling you send me $2,000 and I could turn it into $200,000 and you believe that shit, you a damn fool. You a damn fool. Shame on you. I don't hate on the dude for doing that. Hey, it's that old saying, don't hate the player, hate the game. Because if you fall for that game, then shame on you. Straight up. It's like I've said in the past over years, people reach out to me. I saw this dude on the internet say he can make me a ganga pot or a palo pot. No, that shows you know nothing about the path. Nobody can do that via the mail. In a lot of those traditional systems, a lot of that stuff is passed down from mouth to ear. I told you, a lot of this shit with palo written in books, that's just surface shit. That's not telling you anything that goes on in the rituals, the initiations, getting scratched, none of that shit. All that stuff, I'm not saying there's nothing in there of valuable substance, but they're not really giving you any of the real deep, hidden secrets of palo. I keep telling people that shit. But people think they could find somebody on the internet and through mail, somebody's going to make them a ganga pot. Are you out of your fucking mind? I told you, because a lot of those systems are passed from mouth to ear, you need to have a Polero you can study under, a godparent that can guide you through the process. I want to be clear on this, if you're trying to go that traditional route, which if you're on this path, I don't even understand why you would want to, other than the experience. And people will tell me, well, I want the experience, okay, but also understand you have to follow the traditional rules, which is going to suppress a lot of what the left-hand path and the path of self-mastery represents. And as I said before, when you go through those traditional houses, you have to follow the rules. You can't just, I'm on the left-hand path, I'm going to do what I want to do, choose what I want. No. Belonging to a traditional house has rules and guidelines. You must abide by each and every one of them rules. If not, you're gone. So I just want to make that clear for all those who get fascinated with being initiated in a system like Palo or Ifa or whatever it is. Okay? I just want to make that shit clear. Okay, but how about we just don't follow? Stop being followers. Stop always wanting to be in the systems of servitude, which is all forms of mental and spiritual slavery, because you're constantly serving shit. And as I've said in the past, when do we stop serving? I'm tired and been long tired for years now. I gave that up. I don't want to serve anything anymore. I don't want to, because I found out with a lot of those traditional systems, after you do this ritual, they do that. Oh, the Orisha are requesting this. Oh, the spirits are requesting this. It's a never-ending cycle or money train. And so I've been out of the game for a minute now, and I'm hearing now how that shit has gotten through the roof price-wise. I mean, when I was in it, they weren't charging what they charging now for a lot of the shit. They charging double and triple or more. So it's become a hustle. It's become exploited like everything else. Once you see these fucking buffoons see that they can make a profit and run a scam on people, come on, man. Unfortunately, it gets exploited. And now with the internet, that shit don't help, because now you got people on the internet running spiritual hustles. I call them the conscious pimps, right? Always trying to lure you in, with something emotional that caters to your ego, because you get sucked in, right? Because you think somebody else outside of you's got greater power, greater insight and spiritual ability than yourself. So you get mesmerized, or they got a hook, line, and sinker, or this person just has that gift of gab and they're very charismatic, so they can lure you in. See, I don't do that shit. For you guys know, if you work with me, whether it's in classes or you've done consultations or spiritual readings with me, as I've said in the past, and I'm gonna say it again, I show you guys how to do it for yourself. I'm not one of them spiritualists that does a reading or a consultation and then hit you upside the head going, oh, you need to do this because you got a curse on you. You need to do this ritual so I can remove the energy. It's only going to cost you $5,000. I can do this for you. I don't do that shit. Whatever comes up, I explain to you how you can do that work for yourself. And if I've ever done work for somebody in the sense where they needed my help, they were involved in the work. Because even if you take on that type of work, that person has to be involved to a level or a degree. But no, you got motherfuckers out here think they can pay somebody and they're going to fix all their problems. Well, I got news for you people. If it was that easy, if it was that simple that we could just pay some money and fix all our problems, man, the world would be a very easy and simple place to live. It just doesn't work like that. Okay? So, I'm definitely going to do a part 2 to this because there's a lot more I wanted to get into on this topic, but I am almost at my destination, and it's been a very long day. Been tending to my business all day. Just left the dealership to get my car serviced, and I've been up since about 4:30, 4:45, and it is now 6:17 p.m. So I've been going at it pretty much for 12 plus hours, and I am finally at mi casa. So I'm gonna go in, get some grub, take a nice shower, maybe do a little reading and chill. But I have more I want to say in this. But as I, venture out in the morning to my 9 rounds workout, I'm definitely going to shoot a part 2 to this because I want to get into more of the spiritual side. So don't fall victim to the spiritual hustlers. Okay? Maybe that's what we'll title this video. Don't fall victim to these spiritual hustlers. Don't fall victim to them. Trust in yourself. I don't care. You may not be confident out the gate. Build that confidence up. I get it. But when you really build yourself up and you gain that knowledge, there's nothing more beautiful than having trust and confidence in your ability and one's self. I can't tell you what a liberating freedom it is that I left all those groups, organizations, and movements going back to the 80s. Yes, it's part of my journey. It's part of my experience. I get it. And I don't regret any of it. I consciously made those decisions to be in all in, but I consciously made those decisions to leave on my own. Okay? And you know what? I said, that's it. I'm done being a follower. I ain't following nothing to nobody. Being a follower is for weak-minded individuals who ain't got 2 legs to stand on their own. They always want a crutch to lean on. They always want something or somebody that they can follow because they too goddamn weak to do the work themselves. And they're always looking for some messiah-itis savior figure, right? It's always this Jesus paradigm shit, this Bible outline savior bullshit. And I keep telling people that's going to lead you straight to your destruction, okay? That's going to lead the sheeple, aka the people, to the slaughterhouse. That's how you know you are prey, not predator. And I say the term predator, okay? Because that word can be so misinterpreted. We're not talking about no sexual predator. We're not talking about no, violent predator, criminal. We're talking about a predator is a hunter too, okay? And if you don't hunt out what you need to hunt and seize what you need to seize to master yourself, okay? And when I say take what's yours, put in the work to get what's rightfully yours rather than wait around for somebody to put in that work for you. It's just a simple term that means those who do for themselves are go-getters. They're predators. They're aggressive. The prey are the sheeple. They're the people that sit around and wait to be told what to do. Or they're the people that love to belong to these groups and organizations that make their ego feel good, or they love to come up under somebody that does charismatic lectures and speaks and says stuff that caters to their ego, and then they walk around with their chest out all proud and all that shit. Okay? That's the difference between predator and prey. Okay, but don't fall for the game, people. Okay? When you rely on yourself, you ain't got to worry about that no more. You ain't got to worry about becoming a victim. Right? All you got to worry about is, look, if I fuck up, I ain't got nobody to blame but myself. And you take that accountability and you fix it. But guess what? If I have high levels of success, I get results, I also give credit to myself. All right? I'm going to leave this video here because I am at my destination. All right? But I'm doing a continuation on this because I'm definitely not done speaking on this. This is something we need to address a little further deeper. So stop falling for the con game. Stop falling for the hustle. Do for self. Have knowledge of self. Trust in self. And I guarantee you can't go wrong, people. You cannot go wrong. Okay, you know where to reach me? KHNUM19@gmail.com. If you are interested in booking a spiritual reading or a consultation, that's how you get at me. And I'll send you the information. Same thing if you want to sign up for the 6th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference. Okay, shoot me an email at that same email address, and I will get that information over to you. Okay, and also keep in mind the link for the classes, the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page is in the description box of this video. The direct link, excuse me, the direct link for the podcast is also in the description box of this video, along with my contact email address. All right, so we'll continue this discussion on the next video. All right, infernal blessings, and we'll talk soon.